Today I'm at the Thomasville Regional Airport. It is located near the city of Thomasville, Georgia. This airport was originally built in the early 1940s for the U.S. military.
I am Danny and welcome to my channel, Denovator, where my experiences become your adventure. Make sure you please subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I come out with my next video. Today, we're going to travel from Boston to Berlin. So please join me.
Our adventure begins.
What did you think? I was going to fly there?
We will start our adventure in Boston, Georgia, which is popular for its mini marathon. And then we'll make our way over to Berlin, or as the locals keep reminding me, Berlin, Georgia. Boston became an incorporated town in 1870. It is located in Thomas County. Most of the small towns that I explore, the Beaconing Water Tower usually marks its historical section. This Carnegie Library was built in 1914. It is said that Boston is possibly the smallest town in the United States to be granted one of these beautiful buildings by Andrew Carnegie. On one side of the library is the Boston United Methodist Church, and across the street is the Boston Baptist Church, which was built in 1912. Walking north into town is the Boston Police Department, which is utilizing this old building. I pass by Andy's Buzzery, a pizza parlor. Breezeway Furniture has an amazing downtown curbside appeal. The city of Boston looks like it's working hard to provide a place to stroll and to shop. This small park, I am sure, is used for special events and festivals. Located by the train tracks is this 1889 train depot, and this building which has faded words written on it. Then there's this majestic oak tree which has been a local living resident for many years. Heading back to my car, I want to recognize the Style House, Besties, the Boston Community Center, and there's Breezeway Furniture, and the Boston Mercantile Company. I also couldn't help but to notice the trim outlining this abandoned building. Leaving Boston, we travel on State Route 33 north toward our next destination. Welcome to the city of Barwick. Barwick was incorporated as a town in 1903. I've noticed a few abandoned buildings located along Main Street, but this bar and grill appears to be in operation. Also thriving is the Southern Roots Hair Salon. And here's the Barwick Post Office. Here are some remnants of some old railroad tracks through town. And here's a touching memorial, which is in the memory of Joe Ward Manley III, who was a beloved local firefighter. Beside the fire department is the 1940 old courthouse. After reaching the State Route 33, which is also known as Cedar Street, I decided to head back. There's the Barwick Water Tower to the right, with this old warehouse straight across the street from it. This opening with the jagged bricks reminds me of
Welcome, Harry, to Diagon Alley.
Does that bring back memories? This looks to be a local Barwick hardware store. And here is Barwick Pecan, or if you prefer, Pecan. Behind these black doors are the remnants of another abandoned building on Main Street. As I was heading out of town, I came across this unusual looking building on the corner of Gin and Massey Street, the May Bryan Barwick Baptist Youth Center. Across Massey Street is the Barwick Baptist Church, and beside the church is the Rosewood Cemetery. Continuing north, getting closer to Berlin, we make a stop at Pavo, Georgia. Located in Brooks County, Pavo was incorporated in 1898. Parked next to this building, which is now being occupied by the Abundant Life Ministries, I began my walking tour up Harris Street. West of that building is the Pavo Post Office, and where the Rocket Auto Store used to be located. Pavo unfortunately has a few abandoned buildings. Buildings which once provided vital businesses for this community. On this area on Harris Street, there seems to be quite a few abandoned buildings. I've learned that sometimes there's a metal plate at the entrance of an old building which marks its built date. And in this case, this building was built in 1903. I hope they can preserve these old buildings, because by preserving them, it allows their historical heritage to live on. At the corner of Harris and Main is the Pavo City Hall. And that peacock represents a symbol of this town. Pavo comes from the Latin word for peacock, so every second Saturday in May, they have the Pavo Peacock Day Festival. On the other side of Harris Street, heading back to where I am parked, I found this unusual abandoned building. Its inside looks like a jungle. Do you know that Pavo was featured in a country music video? The Pavo Water Tower, along with other structures, could be seen in the 1999 Alan Jackson's Little Man video. It was a song about how small town businesses could not compete against the big bullying companies that set up near them. Over at the Air Purification Specialist office, I had to pose by this incredible horse carriage. Here's another look at the City of Pavo Water Tower and the remaining historical buildings along Harris Street. It was at Pavo that we left 33 and headed east on Harris Street, which became Highway 122. Just about 7 minutes out of Pavo, in the Sand Hill community, is this long, one-lane dirt road. It leads to the Bethel Primitive Baptist Church. This church was among the oldest congregations in this region of Georgia, dating back to 1826. The placard out front does not paint a clear date on when this church was built, but I can assure you it is extremely old. Underneath the trees, I found a few graves peeking through the leaves. Their weathered etching made reading nearly impossible. Some of them were barely marked, while others could only be identified by their sunken grave. I was intrigued by this creative seashell gravesite. Some of the family plots were contained in wrought iron fences. And here's an 1850s grave that's surrounded by wood. A true spectacular experience. Where the Bethel Primitive Baptist Church entrance was, we head north on Highway 136 towards our final destination. Welcome to Berlin, Georgia, which was incorporated as a town in 1910. On the right, we pass George's Discount Grocery and a service station. And on the left, we pass a Dollar General. We turn on Bryce Street and head into town. I have parked by the Berlin Baptist Church. This church was organized the same year that this town was incorporated in 1910. A cornerstone on the church said that it was rebuilt in 1966. We will make our way south down Langford Street. This lighthouse is showing us the way. There used to be some kind of building here. I was told that this used to be Molly's garage. And I was told that this used to be a barber shop. This old building is now the Salvation Pentecostal Church. It looked like at one time it had gas pumps out front. At the big curve on Langford Street is the BCT Gin Company, which is also known as the Farmer's Gin. Underneath this shed is a cotton wagon. This is a boll weevil trap that is placed around cotton fields. Beside the cotton gin was the old Berlin jail. Nobody's home. Now I'm going to head back north on Langford. A local here told me that this used to be the old Mason Lodge. This old building, as I was told, once served as the Berlin Post Office. Notice the flagpole. By the water tower is a tornado warning siren. Just past the church, on the other side of the road, is the post office. Beside the post office is the Berlin Police Department and City Hall. It is located in the old schoolhouse. There is also a Hispanic church for the community. I decided to wrap up my adventure today by traveling just south of town down the Wesley Chapel Road. This is Wesley Chapel. The church and its cemetery lie next to this cotton field, which is appropriate because Berlin has that large cotton gin located next to its historical section of town. Up on this hill, it is also an amazing view of the setting sun.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed my adventure today, traveling from Boston, Georgia to Berlin, Georgia. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. And always remember, your adventure awaits with the Danovator. I will see y'all the next time.